Hello dear friends, welcome back in this video lecture. Dear students, we are going to see, we are discussing here the bioinorganic chemistry, and in this bioinorganic chemistry, our today's topic of discussion is kinetic aspects regarding this bioinorganic chemistry principles. That is the different principles on which this bioinorganic chemistry has been depend. Okay, and that different principles involves thermodynamic aspects, kinetic aspects, then structural relationship with the biomolecules, etc. Okay, so out of that we already discussed the thermodynamic aspect, and our today's aspect is kinetic aspect. In this kinetic aspect, the first topic is ligand exchange rates. So different metalloenzymes, metalloproteins are involved in the different biological paths, different biological reactions, and in these biochemical reactions, different metal ions, different metal cations are combining with different ligands. In most of the cases, in biological species or in biological reactions, water is abundantly available to act as a ligand to form a coordinate complex with the metal cations, and hence here we have discussed about the different metal cations with the water acting as a ligand, and hence the metal water bond, metal OH2, here OH2 is written. The reason we are already known that oxygen is the donor atom in this coordinate bond with this central metal atom to form a complex. So different metal cations with the exchange rates of these water molecules have been depicted in this table. Okay, so what is this table is suggesting, or what this table is indicating? That this table is indicating that the different metal cations, when they are combining with water molecules, so what is the rate of exchange of these water molecules as a ligand with the different metal cations, with the different ligands in specifically that are depicted here. Okay, so in this column the different metal cations are shown here, and here the rate constant, okay, all are considered as a first order reactions. Okay, so the unit is per second, and here these are S block metal cations: lithium, sodium, calcium. Okay, so these are from first group and this is from second group. Only typical or representative metal cations are shown here, not all shown. Okay, so look at the rate constant for the lithium, sodium and calcium 2+ cations. Okay, so the rates are very high, they are in the range of billions times per second. Okay, so 4 into 10 raised to 8, 7 into 10 raised to 8, 3 into 10 raised to 8, no matter of this figure 4, 3 or 7. Okay, but the power of 10, that is 10 to power 8 is important. Means what does this indicating? This indicating that the rate of exchange of water molecules in these metal complexes. Okay, so when water is acting as a ligand in these metal complexes, in biological complexes or in biological processes or in biochemical reactions, the rates of exchange of these water molecules is very fast. They are so rapid that per second billions of times of this exchange rates is done. Okay, or the reactions are happening, they are occurring in the biological systems with the very high speed. Okay, then going to the first row transition metals, that is D block elements, first row transition metals, and here the chromium 2+, manganese 2+, and iron 2+, these metal cations are shown here. Okay, so they are again representative, not all metal cations from the first transition series are shown here. Okay, so the point of discussion or point to be emphasized here, these are metal 2+ cations, means the size of these metal 2+ cations is somewhat larger as compared to the metal 3 plus cations, okay, or in other words we can say that these are having less positive charge, these are having less positive charge, they are having only 2 plus, okay, and when we compare them with the 3 positive charge, so tripositive metal cations are there, chromium 3 plus, here chromium 2 plus, here it is iron 3 plus, here it is iron 2 plus, okay, so these are dipositive, less highly polar charge, and these are highly polarized or high polar tripositive cations are there. Look at the rates, okay, so here for dipositive metal cations the rates are in the range of 10 raised to minus 9, 10 raised to 7, 10 raised to 6, okay, but when we compare the rate of exchange, ligand exchange rates for the same metal cations with higher oxidation state, here 3 plus with the tripositive metal cations, the rates are very low, okay, this is for Fe3 plus, it is of only of 10 raised to 2, means it is of only 100 multiples, okay, then for gallium 3 plus it is 10 raised to 2, and for chromium 3 plus it is in the range of only 10 raised to minus 6, means this is indicating that the rates of exchange of water ligands with this tripositive metal chromium 3 plus is very slow, the rates are very slow, okay, so this is indicating that as the oxidation state or the oxidation state is increased from chromium 2 plus to chromium 3 plus, okay, the rate of exchange of water ligands is very low or it is very slow. So these biochemical reactions are taking place in biological systems in very slow steps or in very slow manner, okay, or we can say that these reactions are very sluggish reactions, they are not rapid reactions, okay. So from this ligand exchange rates we can conclude that the smaller the charge of central metal cation, higher is the rate of exchange of these ligands, okay, so this is the point to be emphasized. Then the second point is the substitution reactions, okay, so substitution reactions we are concerning here, we are studying here the kinetic aspects of bioinorganic chemistry, and hence the second subtopic of this kinetic aspect is substitution reactions. So what is this substitution reactions? We are all know that when any particular ligand is get substituted or it is get displaced by other ligand in a metal complex, then such reactions are known to be substitution reactions or displacement reactions, okay. These reactions are just similar to that of substitution reactions that are occurring in organic chemistry, that are in organic molecules, and very well known examples of substitution nucleophilic reactions are SN2 and SN1 reactions, okay. So in inorganic chemistry basically mainly two types of substitution or displacement reactions have been studied, and these are associative mechanism or dissociative mechanism, okay. These are very similar to that of SN2 and SN1 type of organic chemical reactions, okay, and hence they are following second order and first order kinetics respectively, okay. So associative reactions in metal complexes, okay, this pathway or this mechanism is following SN2 reaction pathway or it is of second order reactions, okay. This is generally observed with the metals with less than or equal to 4 coordination numbers. So the metal atoms which are having coordination number less or equal to 4, they are following associative or SN2 type of mechanism. Then the second type of reaction pathway that can be found in the substitution reactions in bioinorganic chemistry, they are following dissociative mechanism, okay. So dissociative means there is breaking, first step is breaking, here they are following first order reactions mechanism, and this is very similar to SN1 type of, that is substitution nucleophilic unimolecular type of reactions, just like in organic chemistry. And these are following are which molecules, which complexes are going to show these dissociative mechanism. They are with metals with greater than or equal to 6 coordination number. So higher the coordination number, higher is the chance of dissociative mechanism. Lower the coordination number, higher is the chance of associative mechanism or SN2 type of mechanism. Such short type of questions can be asked in your examination. Then next and the last topic of this kinetic aspect is electron transfer reactions. We know that electron transfer reactions are known as redox reactions. Means here the oxidation and reduction of some metal centers, in this case particularly, has been taken place. As we are discussing bioinorganic chemistry, means here the central metal ion or central metal cation specifically, which is undergoing either oxidation or redox type of oxidation or reduction type of reactions, and in short we can say that these metal cations are undergoing redox reactions. Either they are accepting electrons from the other metal cations, or they are losing electrons to the other metal cations, and hence this is a mutual combination of oxidation and reduction, and hence we can say that these are redox reactions. Two major pathways have been found for these electron transfer reactions, and these are outer sphere reaction pathway and inner sphere reactions pathway. Okay, so the inner sphere reaction pathway for the transfer of electron reactions, okay, they are found to be, or they have evidence that there must be a presence of one or more bridging ligands must be there. So the reactions, electron transfer reactions involving inner sphere mechanism or inner sphere pathway, they must be evidently have presence of one or more bridging ligands must be there. Then and then we can say that they are having or they are following inner sphere mechanism. Okay, the very well known example of this class is shown here. Here this is one complex, it is pentamine chloro cobalt 2 plus, pentamine chloro cobalt 2 plus, okay, CONS3/5Cl. Here this complex is inert complex, okay, means the rate of exchange of ligands for this complex specifically is very less, hence it is called as inert complex. Here the cobalt is in +3 oxidation state. Now when this complex is get reacting with the labile complex of chromium 2, okay, here chromium S2O/6 2 plus, here the chromium metal atom is present in, or it is existing in +2 oxidation state. Okay, so this is inert complex, this is labile complex. When these two metal cations, metal complexes are getting react with each other, then in presence of acidic condition, the chlorine ligand which is a part of inner coordination sphere of cobalt 3 plus metal complex, is get transferred to labile chromium complex. Okay, so hence the products are cobalt S2O/6 and chromium S2O/5Cl2 plus. Okay, here the cobalt is get converted to 2 plus and chromium is get converted to 3 plus. Okay, means the decrease in oxidation state of cobalt 3 plus is get decreased, means cobalt 3 is get reduced to cobalt 2 and chromium 2 is get oxidized to chromium 3. Means chromium is reducing, chromium is undergoing oxidation and cobalt is undergoing reduction. Okay, so here the oxidation reduction reactions taken place between these two complexes, and the lability of these two complexes is get also inverted. Here the cobalt 3 plus complex was inert and chromium 2 plus complex was labile, but after exchange of this chlorine ligand, the lability is also get reverse. Here in the product cobalt 2, the product cobalt 2 is labile now, and chromium 3 complex is now inert complex. Okay, so this is indicating that as this reaction is following inner sphere complexes, inner sphere reaction pathway, means there must be a presence of a bridging ligand in the transition state of this reaction pathway. Means this reaction has to be gone through the such a transition state, that transition state must involve an bridging ligand. Okay, so here in this figure the transfer of this chlorine ligand involves this bridge binuclear complex is shown here. Okay, so the formula is shown in this square bracketed. So it is NH3/5 cobalt chlorine chromium OH2 by 5 4 plus. So this whole complex, it is known as a binuclear complex. Why it is called binuclear? Because there are two metal centers are involving, and in between these two metal centers the chlorine ligand is acting as a bridge ligand. Means it is simultaneously attached, it is simultaneously get bonded to the two metal centers. One is cobalt and another is chromium, and the whole net charge on this binuclear complex is 4 plus. The similar complex, binuclear complex with the chlorine bridge ligand, is depicted in this structure. Okay, here central metal ion is cobalt, okay, with 5 amine or ammonia ligands 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this is chromium complex with 5 water ligands 1 2 3 4 and 5, and in between these two metal centers the chlorine ligand is acting as a bridging ligand. So this is the imaginary transition state of this reaction, in which this transfer of chlorine has been supposed to be following the inner sphere mechanism pathway, and in which it is concluded that in that transition state the chlorine is acting as a bridge ligand, or it must be acting as a bridging ligand in this chlorine transfer reactions. Okay, so this is all about the kinetic aspects of bioinorganic chemistry, that is ligand exchange rates, substitution reactions and electron transfer reactions. Okay, so here electron transfer reactions means the redox reactions has been taken place, and hence the redox reaction has been done by two pathways, either outer and inner sphere complexes, or these two pathways have been followed. When inner sphere pathway has been followed for the electron transfer, means it is nothing but redox reactions. Okay, so here the presence of bridge ligand must be there. This is the conclusion that can be followed, that can be done, or for this studying by this type of reactions. Okay, so this is all about for today's lecture. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.